My name is Owen Pickard. I'm in Charlotte, North Carolina. I was an independent distributor for Pepperidge Farm, so I tell everyone I was a goldfish delivery boy. I really like the challenge of doing something new, trying to grow a team, and trying to make progress and hit goals with that team. I also like the freedom and flexibility that it allows, like being here in Tampa this week while the team is working hard in Charlotte. Yeah, for sure. Especially for the Pepperidge Farm maintenance of equipment, the phone, the truck, all that kind of stuff, as well as working with the vendors or corporate as well. So there's a big corporate structure you had to coordinate with, and coordinate deliveries with the vendors. So there was a lot of kind of interperson to person skills and connections to be flexible if things changed, and to coordinate what those changes are. I would have people fill in for me, like my summers when I had to go to annual training for the Army Reserves, I would have to have friends go and do my job for me for a week or two. So I'd have to coordinate with those receivers or those vendors to be able to ensure that product got delivered on a similar schedule. So it's kind of working with individuals to accomplish those goals, even if you can't be present. Yeah, absolutely. I think a big part of it is working with people, especially kind of in a hierarchical structure. Like that was something that was kind of new to me, is having employees, where I previously in other ventures maybe had kind of subcontractors temporarily. There was much less of a W-2 obligation. Someone is brought on and now you're kind of responsible for generating the sales to pay for their salary or wages. So a lot of that leadership, the kind of working as a group to accomplish those goals and push through roadblocks was very similar. But part of it was a learning experience too, that you aren't signing their paychecks in a military context as well, and you can treat people a little different. When you have a flag on your sleeve, there's a certain way you can talk to them in certain environments that you can't or shouldn't when you're their boss. So there are definitely a lot of things that were similar, yet a lot of things that were very different. I actually had some less than successful kind of other entrepreneurial experiments in the past, and it left me wanting a support network, something that had been provable in the past, kind of a systems and processes that I wouldn't have to totally manufacture on my own. But I also kind of still wanted that challenge of, still doing something new. So whether it's new in the market, new in the area, or just new to me, I wanted kind of the blend of still have that challenge, have something new, but also have a person I can call who might have the answer to the question if I don't know it. I think my proudest moment is that, or greatest accomplishment is that the first person I brought on is still with us more than a year later. Given some raises, kind of had some conflicts with them. We've both apologized to each other multiple times on job sites for things going certain ways. But through all of that, I'm really proud that he's still around, and very proud that someone would stick with me for that long. Biggest benefit being part of AWS is the support network. I know if I have a certain kind of question, I kind of know the person I can call, and if they are busy, that there'll be somebody else who will be able to help. I know that their experience in the industry and in the space can kind of help me guide through some things that to me would be a totally new space or experience. But to them, they'll say, back in, this year, I was dealing with a property manager who said something similar, and kind of here's how we went about that. So it's both that support network and their experience that's been very helpful. The advice I would give to a new owner is there's no replacement for just getting out there and talking to people. Everybody likes to talk about techniques and methods, but there's nothing that really beats getting in front of property managers, regionals, and kind of talking about how you can make their lives easier, how you can save their communities money and keep their communities clean, and doing that in a face-to-face way right in front of them and showing them how you can save them money, time, and effort, I've found, no amount of sponsorships or anything else can beat just getting out there and, showing what you can do. Most unique item recently was an excavator shovel that me and the team had to lift into the truck. So we leveraged the bed up with the hydraulics, closed the door, got it halfway up. I kind of stood there pass blocking it to make sure it didn't fall, and then had a team member run around and start lowering the hydraulics until they were able to get it flat, and we ran back around and got that in. So my mom wasn't thrilled when I showed her the picture of that I lifted that into the truck, but that was probably the most unique thing as of late that we've gotten into the truck.